Okay, here we go again. The Confessions of a Packrat. Note the March of 2022. I'm not intentional about changing my calendar ever. And this is my organization desk, for like getting bills together, all that fun stuff. And this is what it looks like currently. And it has looked this way since probably December. We had down here. So we had a bad bout with COVID, and that was in December, January. I got it. I had it for like 17 days, and then my husband got it. He literally started running a fever the day I started feeling better. And he developed pneumonia, and he had the inflamed lungs that come along with COVID. He's one of the doctor said 10% of COVID patients actually get the inflamed lungs on top of the pneumonia, and it literally almost killed him. Thankfully, he pulled through. Thank the Lord, 100%. And that amazing doctor, he had a great doctor. Anyway, so then I get back to work the end of January. I missed almost a month of work, and I fell on a customer's steps on February 5th, and I hurt my back, and luckily I was able to continue to work, but it was rough for about a month. It was pretty bad on my back. So then let's see, something happened in March. Oh, yeah. March 11th in Ohio. We get a snowstorm, and, well, not a snowstorm, it was like a quick flash snow. And where I work, it's a rural area, and a muskrat or groundhog, I don't know, it was a little furry thing, was crawled up into under my hood in my little Jeep Liberty and chewed all of my wiring. That was on March 11th. I was out of a vehicle for about 3 weeks. That was devastating because I run DoorDash and, Uber Eats, all the delivery apps for extra money. And we were already way behind because I missed a month of work in January. And it was just, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And I was standing at my kitchen stove, and I had seen a meme earlier. A friend had posted it on Facebook that said, my dogs are outside being crazy, and the meme said, I know someone needs to hear this. You're struggling right now, but don't cut your bangs. Make tacos instead. And that cracked me up because I had bangs a few years ago, but I'm not going back. Even though I could, because I got this forehead from whatever. So I was like, man, tacos sound good. I had to call off work that day because I didn't have it right in. And I was like, tacos sound really good right now. So yeah, we're going to make tacos. And I'm standing there, and I'm just like, all of this compounding starts, like, my brain just starts, oh my god. So I'm literally emailing my HR department, see if there's anything they can do to help me. Texting, I think I was texting. Yeah, I texted the transportation manager. And, because I drive for my work. And, texted him, emailed the HR manager, emailed my bankruptcy lawyer, because we had to file bankruptcy in 2019. And then called my dad, my stepdad, Facebook messaged my neighbor, and put up this, oh my god, somebody please help me post on Facebook, because I was like, I'm literally, the ship's sinking fast. So while I'm standing there, I'm just crying and praying, and I'm like, the verse where it says, where does your help come from? The help comes from the Lord. Like, look to the hills, like, all this is like going through my head. And I was like, God, like, I that everybody says you won't give me more than I can handle, but I'm telling you I can't handle anymore. Like, I'm done. I'm literally done. And so my dad's, telling me, it's fine, we'll figure it out. We're gonna get it figured out. And my stepdad's like, listen, like, whatever your next day off is and I'm off, we'll go up there. And I'm like, well, whatever your next day off is, I'll call off if I have to go get the part for my car. So we needed to go to the pool and pay, and because it was like the whole wiring harness for the engine. You had to go take it off the other car so you could put it on your car. Anyway. And then I get a Facebook message from my friend from high school. And he's like, hey, listen, I'm tired of like seeing you post about this. I can't believe nobody's helped you yet. I'm coming over there. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, you're the best. So I'm like, okay, well, probably 20 minutes we'll be done eating tacos. He's like, well, I might be over there before 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll finish my taco outside. So he comes over. He just starts connecting wires, and I didn't realize that he had been an electrician out of high school for a few years. So this wiring thing doesn't scare him at all. Like, he's just like going at it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Like, he had it like in 20 minutes. He had it like 1/3 of the way fixed, and then he was like, okay, so now the hard part. We need the harness. So he went down to the local O'Reilly's, and he knows the people in there because he's a locksmith, and always has to order parts and stuff. And so he's gone for a little while, maybe, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. And he comes back and says he's got good news, bad news. The good news is they were able to order the part. It'll be here 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, oh, that's great news. Like, oh my gosh. He's the bad news, it's like $115. And I'm like, that's okay. We can do $150. Oh my gosh, we can do that. So, so he tells me he's going to check the junkyards the next day and see what he can find. And hopefully we won't even need the 2 parts that are $115. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I'll be at work, but you just message me, and then I'll message you when I stop. So, I don't know, it was like 4 o'clock the next day, and he's like, well, I wasn't able to find the part. You can try calling this one other place. I don't usually go there, I don't know, whatever reason. And I was like, okay, cool. So as soon as I stopped, I called them. They didn't have the part. So I was like, okay, well. So I'm like, okay, swing by my house, get the cash, da-da-da. So he goes and gets the parts. My husband sends me a message at 6:47 p.m. and I just happened to have stopped at Chick-fil-A for lunch. And I'm standing there in line. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a video of my car running. Oh my gosh. So I start like almost crying. I'm like doing this like happy dance, like, oh my gosh. And this little girl just looks at me. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just super happy because my car has been broken down for 3 weeks and now it's fixed. And the little girl was like, yay! And it was just totally adorable. But lady. Yeah, somebody out in the alley. But so anyway, super excited. That was in March. So then April, I don't think you, no, April, what happened in April? April, hey, stop. Anyway, in April, my dad had a really bad fit with his heart. He's got a very bad heart. Houdini, stop. And sorry, my dogs are crazy. And my face is super red because I'm on steroids for this poison ivy. Hey, do you want to come inside? Stop. Anyway, so, oh my god, he can see me. He's like, woman, let me in. Okay, we'll let the dogs in. And pause this for a second. They're nuts. Okay, so he had, by the time I get out there, he had tangled himself in his kayak cable. I don't even know how I did it. It's crazy. So my dad, he had to have a defibrillator and a pacemaker duo thing put in his chest. He was in the hospital 10 days, I think it was. So just a bunch of craziness. It's been crazy. And I had stalled on my progress of decluttering, of getting everything in order, doing the bills. So that leads me to this. 3 weeks ago, I got in the work van, and I had been praying, like, Lord, like, send me some kind of financial relief. I am just oh my gosh, because I've been dealing with this has been backing up since January. And I get in the work truck, and this was when I was still working PMs, I think. I mean, it might have been right whenever I first went back to AM shift. But I get in there, and it's on 97.3, which is a local Christian station, and it's on the Dave Ramsey. It's like playing an excerpt from the Dave Ramsey show. So I think it was. I was on day shift then, and so I start listening, and I'm like, man, like, oh my gosh, well, like, I've been praying for like a financial breakthrough, and then here's this money guy telling you how to get out of debt, what you need to do, and what you need to do is buckle down, pay your stuff, pay it on time, do whatever you got to do to get caught up. Then you're gonna make your $1,000 emergency fund, then you're gonna do your debt snowball, then you fully fund your emergency fund, and then yada yada yada. There's like 7 steps. So I will start listening to this podcast, because in our vans, you can connect your Bluetooth. So I just load up Spotify before I hit the road, and it just starts playing them. Like, it's just going down the list, playing all these ones that I've never heard, because I had listened to it randomly on 97.3 before, where I used to DoorDash all the time. So I start listening, and I'm like, man, like, it really is simple. like there's, I know a lot of people like throw off on him and like whatever, and I'm like, but it is that simple. Work, pay, save, and then you get to where you can spend and give, and it's a wonderful thing. Like, it's awesome. You start building your retirement, like, once you get your debts paid down, except for your mortgage. Your mortgage should be the only debt you have, and then you should focus on paying that off too. So, which is really super cool. So I'm like, this is really this simple. It's just, you need to write it down. You need to have tangible list that you can see. And they have this Every Dollar app, which I've had on my phone forever. I don't even remember. I downloaded it forever ago. And I randomly, I think it was like November of 2020 or something like that, I had made my first budget, and then I didn't stick to it, and it was just there. And then I would go in and make the new budget and not stick to it, and that's not how it works. You have to stick to your budgets. So I'm like, baby. So you have to make your budget, you have to stick to it, work all the overtime, pick up shifts, run DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, all of them, Grubhub. There's a bunch of new ones coming out too. Amazon Flex, Walmart Spark. There's a new one I've seen a Facebook ad for, Vero or Viho or something like that. But anyway, so I'm like, so you just have to be intentional. This is like one of the things that they like preach on that Ramsey show, is you have to be intentional. Everything. Like, and that should be in all parts of your life too. Don't forget people's birthdays. Like, tell them happy birthday. Because I can tell you from experience, people not telling you happy birthday makes you feel like you literally don't matter to them. Like, but I won't get into that. So, be intentional, work, pay, and then you spend, save, and all that. So, that's what I'm doing today. All that to say this. I am cleaning off my motivation station, which I actually made for my husband. He was going to go back to school. And then it's, obviously, he said this, so never happens. And I let it get piled up. So, if it's flat surface in my house, it probably has stuff on it. Confessions of a Packrat. But if you've listened this far, I appreciate you being here, and thanks for walking this journey with me. And if you are in need of motivation, start somewhere, anywhere. Move one thing, clean one thing, start with a pile of mail if you have to. Taking out your trash is a good place to start. Like if you just pick up, all the little this and that's that are trash, or maybe dirty laundry, just all that, dishes to the kitchen, start somewhere, and you will build motivation, because every little thing you get done is a win, and it doesn't matter. It's a small win, it's a win, and use that to propel yourself into Packrat freedom, into financial freedom, all this. I'm totally stoked. Talked to my husband about this stuff last night. He was super on board. I'm so excited, because that's what they say. I haven't taken the Financial Peace University, but I've heard a lot of the callers on the radio show call-in. And that is like, you both parties got to be on board, and we're going to try to find him something to make some money, and we're going to get this knocked out, and I'm super stoked, and I can't wait to give you guys the praise report and my house is clutter free, and then eventually I'm debt free. I can't wait to see that. I'm totally going to Nashville to do ice cream when I get done. But you guys, feel free to message me, type in the comments, whatever. And if you like me, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Okay, bye, and God bless.